What's up guys? In today's video, we are going to go over how to use TradingView.com. I've gotten a lot of questions about how to set up your charts just like mine, so I'm going to dive into that, but I'm also going to give you a few tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way that I think can really help shorten the learning curve and give you some more guidance when doing your chart analysis here on TradingView. So let's get right into these charts. Now, when you come to their website, you'll see first at the top that you can sign in, and it says join for free if you've never signed in before. It is a free site. It's a web-based site, which means that you can access it on your phone, your desktop, your mobile, or you can even download their app and use that. But like I said, it is free at first, but there are paid plans. Now, I do use the Pro Plus because when we get into the part about me showing you how I set my charts up, you'll see I do use multiple indicators. And if you're gonna have multiple indicators and multiple time frames up at once like I do, you're gonna need one of their paid plans. But you can get started, especially if you're new and have never traded before, you can get started using them for free. It's fantastic. So not only that, not only can you get in for free with them to just get in the door if you're a new trader, but you can take it to that next level with the paid platforms, with the paid upgrades, right? So it's great because it has no real barrier to entry for anyone. Number one. Number two, it has a social aspect to the website. If you look here, as we scroll through, you'll see people are upvoting and commenting on each other's ideas, which is really cool if you want to dive in and share ideas with other traders. If you're, lacking a community, if you're not a part of our chat room and you're looking for other people to share, your trade ideas with, bounce ideas off of, this is a great place to do that. On top of that, you'll see that they do have scanners for stocks, a general economic calendar, a news calendar, things like that to keep people updated if you choose to. So the website is very detailed if you want to go down that route. Now, like I said, I do have an account. So we're going to sign in here to my account and we're going to start taking a look at these charts. The first thing you'll notice when I pull up my account is that I get pairs that line up here on the right side of my screen. This is my watch list. I've built this watch list by typing in each currency symbol that I want to watch into the watch list here and saving it through this right panel on the right side of that watch list. Now, by saving it, I'll be able to access it from my phone, from my desktop, wherever I am, as long as I'm logged into this account. And you can see as soon as you log in, those pairs pop up for you. So this is my watch list that I go through every single day. And you can see now, recently, they've added this really great feature where you can actually flag pairs with different colors. It's fantastic. So that's something that I take advantage of too every single day. Before you get into the detailed chart, the screen that you see in front of you is kind of like their step back. It's their overview. What you want to do is click View Full Feature Chart right here. You don't really need to worry about that overview stuff. We need to get down into it. Now, when you first come, and this is again as if it was your first time on TradingView, you're going to see there's a lot of stuff going on here. We have that watch list on the right side of the screen like we talked about, but it seems like there's a lot of, like I said, other things happening here that we might not need. And in fact, we don't. So as we go through this video, I'm going to show you how I set up my charts. I'm going to walk you through how I change the background, how I add indicators, and how I've used these indicators really to help me find success as a trader. I'm a very heavily technical biased trader. I use fundamentals to kind of tell me when to trade and when to avoid trading, but I'm not getting in and out based on news. I'm getting in and out based on the technical patterns. So I'm a strong believer in indicators. So I'm going to show you those indicators here in this video. First, along the bottom, you see we have these colorful bars, the green and red bars. Those are called volume bars. If you're trading equities, I think volume is really important. But because Forex is such a large market, you don't need to worry about volume, in my opinion, for my strategy. Some traders will disagree with that. You can drop the comments below. I'll talk to you about it, but we'll just say to each his own, right? For me, for our strategy, what I'm going to show you here, you don't need that volume indicator. Now, another thing that's really important that I think we should just do off the jump is change the colors of these candles. You can see we are red and green right now. Green showing a bullish candle, meaning something that started lower and moved higher, and a red candle showing the bearish movement, started higher and moved lower. To me, these colors induce emotion. I think that if you see 4 or 5 green candles go higher, that could induce you to think that you're missing a move and buying it at the top and then getting stopped out because you bought it too late. So to avoid that, to just kind of cut that learning curve in half, just completely get rid of it, right? What are we gonna do? Double click your candles and change the colors here to black. In my opinion, you can change it to white if you wanna use a dark background, but I like black. What I then do is just turn the borders off too. You don't need any borders because you just want solid black bodies. Now, for the wicks, I would make them black as well. You want no colors to really distract you at all. And even the value line, I would make that black too. And again, all I did there was double click on the candles and then I could go in and chop up the settings as I did. Now, you see, it is black, it's different, and I know it might not be comfortable to you at first, but if you can push yourself outside the box, because each candle paints next to each other, you can see very rarely do you have gaps here. You won't find them very often in the Forex market. Because of that, you can read these candles like a book. You know this is bearish, you know this is bearish, you know this is bullish, bearish, bullish, bullish, bearish, bullish. You can tell because each candle has to have the open price right next to the previous candle's close. There's no gaps in the Forex market unless we're talking about during major macroeconomic news events or breaking news events like that. So these technical indicators work really well, and you can take the colors out of the candles because, like I said, they're going to paint a story for you regardless of what else is going on. So now that you have the candles black, let's talk about the other features around the perimeter of the screen here before we dive into adding on this chart. Because I am on the upgraded version of TradingView, I have a replay tool here, which is really great because it can actually allow me to rewind the chart like this and hit play, control the speed of each candle, and monitor it as if it was in real time. And I can practice and do analysis based on how the candles were painting. This is a really, really great tool if you're taking trading seriously, trying to do some serious back testing and analyzing on your own trades, right? The replay tool is very powerful. You can also set alerts here from the top if you choose to. I don't really use the alerts too often, but they're there if you like to. If you're especially swing trading, looking at longer term trades, you might want to know when certain price levels are hit. The alerts can be really useful for that. Now, to add indicators and templates, that's right here. You see I have my own template saved. There are some standard ones that come with TradingView when you get started. And then of course we could go into the indicator library, which just seems to go on forever, right? Between the public library and the built-ins, and then I actually have my own scripts that I've written. I'm going to show you about that when we add the indicators, but that public library is huge. So there's a ton of indicators for you to add onto your charts. You can use the compare feature up here as well if you want to add a symbol to the chart and overlay it. It's an interesting tool if you're looking to compare like the dollar to Euro USD to see how they move together, things like that. That sometimes, will help with your analysis, but not something I use very regularly. Next to that, we have our line tool where you can switch between candles, line, you can do bars, Heikin-Ashi, the whole thing, whatever works for you, point and figure charts. I stick to candles. That's all I think you need. Sometimes I'll use a line chart, but very rarely. Candles are what I'm sticking with. Now, to the left of that, we have our time frames. You can see everything from 1 second all the way to 1 month. Now, for me, we're using the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15 minute, the 5 minute, and the 1 minute. And when you star them, they stay permanently on this left toolbar here. So that's something I would recommend doing as well. To the left of the time frames, we have our pair search bar. So we can not only search for the currency pairs, but we can even search for Apple stock. We can search for anything here that we want to find. If you want to find cryptocurrency, you can click here, search crypto for, let's say, XRP, boom, it's all there. Now, not only can you search by clicking on that search bar, but if your mouse is just floating here in the middle of the screen, not selected on anything, and you just start typing, things will pop up for you to search. The search bar automatically engages once you start typing. So it's really useful if you're trying to let me go to GBP/NZD quick. Oh God, let me get there. Oh man, why isn't it showing up? Oh, gotta click all. There it is. Boom, found it. So you can see very quick when you're not, when you're in the middle of a trade or you're looking between multiple pairs, you don't want to have to go click all the way up in the left-hand corner there. Now, if we move our way around the perimeter, you can see this is kind of like your settings bar here where you can sign out. I personally do like the dark theme here. I'll show you what that looks like. It just makes the perimeter dark, makes the candles pop a little bit more for me. I do keep this on when I'm trading, so for the rest of the video, we'll leave it on dark theme. Now, as we go down the left side drawing toolbar here, these are all your drawing tools. You have your crosshair tools, your arrow tools, your eraser tools. Beneath that, your trend line tools, horizontal ray, your arrow tools. The stars are the favorites. Those are the ones that I use the most. And when you favorite them, they actually come on this mobile toolbar right here. So you can move this around and draw what you need to on the charts by just favoriting these from the left-hand side here. As you can see, I don't use any of this Fibonacci stuff, any of the Gann boxes. I don't believe in any of that analysis, so I don't use any of that stuff. I do have the rectangle and ellipse boxed off because they're very useful when doing some of your, 2 candle and 3 candle reversal formations. It helps there. The text and price label tools are useful too in doing some markups because sometimes things happen during the day and you want to note them on that chart before, you put the chart away to come back to it in a couple weeks. You'll forget what happened, so taking the text note really, really helps. Here, I don't have any of the patterns really selected. I sometimes use the triangle, but it's not necessary at all. And the measurement tools are important. The long position, the short position. So if you were to say, all right, I'm going to go long here, you can measure very easily in pips by just moving the red and the green. So let's say we were long here, right? The 298 number here is actually 29.8 pips. So as we move this, if we said, okay, our stop is going to be here at this price level, that's 22.1 pips. And the take profit here would be priced as 46.1. For some reason, they just don't price it out in the right decimal. It's just the way that it works. So you just deal with it. You can also use the price range and the date range measurement tools as well to give you a good idea of if you're trying to measure how far something potentially could go or how far it has gone over a certain period of time. Beneath that is the ruler tool, something I don't really use very often. You can also do this by clicking shift and clicking with your mouse and moving the mouse. That's something you can do again with the other measurement tools as well. The magnifying glass will zoom in if you need it to. And the magnet tool sometimes helps if you're doing analysis and you want it to stick to candles. I don't really need that either. These other drawing tools down here, they'll just lock your analysis. So let's say you're drawing something here. You want to lock it in place so it can't be moved. See? I can't move it. That's what the lock is for. Some just very basic stuff here. And then of course the trash can if you want to delete something. So there's your drawing tools on the left side of the bar. As you go down again around the perimeter, you'll see the time frames here. These are even higher. You can see 6 month, 3 month, year to date, 1 year, 5 year, much higher time frames. But what's important down here is next to it, we can use a calendar to actually select the date we want to go back to. And that helps a lot when doing back testing. Beneath these time frames, you have your screener, your text notes, the Pine editor. If you do want to write script and write your own indicators, you can do all of that down there. And if you're actually going to be trading with a Wanda or another broker that TradingView offers, you can connect through your broker to TradingView and actually place your trades here on TradingView. I don't do that. I like to place my orders on MetaTrader 4. It's just my habits, that's what I'm used to, so I stick to that. But I do know people that are finding success placing orders through TradingView when their broker is linked successfully. So as we make our way around, you can see the time at the bottom here as well. You want to always keep your charts on auto. I don't use log and I don't use percent-based change. I just keep it on auto and that keeps everything centered and everything locked in. If I do need to move charts or make candles wider, what you do is you take your crosshair and you click and drag up or down along the right axis here of price. And that'll allow you to then click and drag the chart, zoom in if you need to, and really get into these candles for some detailed analysis. Like I said, a lot of power in this charting software. Now, you'll see a couple dotted lines probably on your screen right now, right? We got some faded white lines in the background. You've got this moving crosshair, plus you've got this black vertical, very thin dotted line as well. So let's break down what each one is. This black thin vertical line is your day separator. They're called session breaks. If you go into settings right here at the bottom, or if you just right click anywhere on the chart and click settings, you can see session breaks is in your appearance right here. And you can choose what color you want it to be and how thick you want that line to be as well. But I think that that's important if you're trading Forex because you need to know where does your Asian session start, where does your New York session end. It helps you get a good, big picture look at the week. You could say, okay, this was what? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday. It's very easy to see because of these vertical lines. Now, stemming a little bit deeper off that, you see these faded lines in the back? To me, they're not needed. So we'll go into settings. For the horizontal grid lines, I turn their opacity down. And the vertical grid lines, turn that down as well. I don't need it. It's just not necessary for me. I can look over here at price and I can draw my own lines. So now you can see it's even cleaner where we just see our session breaks to break up each day and our price action on our candles. Much cleaner now without that stuff in the background. Price over here looks a little bit small, so we can actually, let's see, bring up the size of the price, I believe. If we go right here, scales text, let's make it 16 just to make it really visible there. And we can make that solid black right there. It's like you can see, this is so customizable. It's fantastic, right? Now, on the right side here, sometimes people have an issue with scrolling and their charts want to do their own things. Make sure that it's scale price chart only is always selected. This will make sure that when you open your chart, it doesn't just get blown up or shrink down or do anything too crazy. You want to make sure that scale price chart only is selected. All right. Now, on the right toolbar here, there's some chat boxes that you can do where people will try to send you messages and share ideas with you. You can see my idea update bar here of people who I follow who are sharing ideas, the idea stream, right? My ideas are posted here on the light bulb. The economic calendar is here. The stocks that are hot, the stocks that are cold, which ones are moving the most, right here on this little flame. They do it for equities, right, on the US exchanges. You have your alerts bar here, and then at the top, your watch list. Now, when you go into your watch list, you can add symbols by clicking right here, typing them in, and adding them to the list. Once you have your list built, like I said, you're going to want to come down here, save your list, and it'll pop up down here. You can see I have multiple lists. I have a crypto list for the cryptos I like to watch, indices, emerging markets, the whole 9 yards here, and then my all list. This is what I base my trades off of every day. So that's the perimeter of our screen. Oh, one more thing, sorry. Here, you can take videos if you click this little play button right here. If you want to do a video, I do that sometimes for you guys. The publish idea is really good, especially if you're connected to Twitter and you want to share some ideas. But the number one thing that I use up here, I also do Alt-S because that's the keyboard shortcut, as you can see, but that's to screenshot your chart. So then what you can do is click Save Image after you screenshot it, right-click in, Save Image As, and there's your markup. And that's how you can start storing these and really doing some good solid back testing. It's by screenshotting, saving them, and storing them for you to come back and look at them later. Here's your settings button again if you want to do that. You have a full screen button as well. And then here you can manage your chart. So if you want to start a new chart, save your chart, or load up an older chart, you can do that right here from the drop-down menu. Now people will ask me, Austin, how do I get multiple charts on my one screen? That's right here. You need to pay for the upgraded plans if you're going to be doing this. Have multiple charts. I mean, you can really take this up. Look, you can do 6. See, it's telling me to upgrade because you need the Pro. I'm on Pro Plus, but you need the premium plan to do 6. So the most I can do is 4, as you can see here. But you get the point. So here's how you can change the layout. The most I ever do is 2. I used to do 3, but even 3 is too much. 2 is plenty. So that's all you need. So that covers the perimeter of our TradingView setup. Now, let's dive into the indicators and talk about how to actually put some templates and make this chart look like it's something. So when we talk about indicators, and I know a lot of you guys have seen my charts before with the TDI and the EMAs, there's a specific way that you need to add these indicators to the chart that is unique to the way that I use TradingView. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. First, you're going to click at the top here where it says indicators, and you're going to search silver. When you search silver, you see there's a ton of things that come up, right? I want you to look for Logan Silver where it says Silver Room TDI. That's the TDI that I use every single day. You can see once you click that, it pops up on your screen. Then what I would recommend you do is you double click that TDI and come in and make these lines really thick. So click on each color, pull up that opacity and make them real thick, just like that. These gray lines here, let's make them black because we have a gray background and I want to make sure that these stand out. And what I like to do is also make my 50 line, the stationary 50 line, a very thin line like that. So there's my setup where I have my overbought marked, my oversold marked, and my stationary 50 mark. And my TDI is set to rock and roll. So now I want to make sure I click up at the top and save this. We can change the name of this to YouTube video and save that, right? Now I want to come back into indicators and I want to search exponential moving average. Here it is, moving average exponential. Add that. When you add it once, you'll see one thin line pop up right there on your candles. What I want you to do is double click that line. Oops. Double click the line. See how the dots come on it? Click it again. Make it yellow. Go to input, change it to an 8, and hit OK. Now you can see it's very hard to see, right? So what we can do, one, is let's make the background a little bit more gray than white, just to make those yellows pop, right? See how the yellow starts to come up a little bit more? Now we can go back in, click the color and make the line thicker too. There it is. Now you can really see it, right? Now what we're gonna do is click it again. Don't double click, just click it once. Command C and then Command V. So you copy and pasted it. Now, if you click this plus sign here, you'll see there's 2 EMAs on your chart and the Silver Room TDI. You're gonna click the settings of one of those EMAs, change it to red, change the input to 21, and hit OK. There's your 2 EMAs. Again, hit Command V, you got another EMA. Settings, you're gonna do 50. This one, light blue, hit OK. Again, another one, hit the settings, white, this is gonna be your 200. Hit OK. And one more, hit the settings, you do that Command V, this is gonna be your 800, and this is gonna be navy blue. Like that. There it is, everybody. That's how I use my charts. This is the TDI on the bottom with the 5 EMAs, 8, 21, 50, 200, 800 added to the chart. What I then do, save it, and you're good to go. I can now cycle between time frames. All the indicators are there. It's locked in, and I'm ready to start trading. So, if you have any questions, if there was anything that wasn't clear here, if I missed anything that you wanted me to cover, drop a comment below. Let me know how I can help you. If you're interested in trading with our group, there's information about that in the description to this video. Make sure you subscribe, give the video a big thumbs up. I really appreciate you watching all the way through. I hope it provided you some value, and I will see you in the next video.